All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go. Game number 3, HellRaisers versus Team Kinguin. Again, the winner of this moving on to the finals to play Empire, and the loser will be playing in a third-place match set to happen later on today. In fact, shortly after this series finishes here. So the draft underway for game number 2. Already got some similarities. We do have an Ancient Apparition from Kinguin as the first pick. Then we got the Veno Nyx in response from HellRaisers, and then Clockwork actually coming out at the second pick for Kinguin. But also noticing they kept the Enigma band, of course, as they did in the second game, and obviously it seemed to kind of help them at least work out there in game number 2. But what do we think of the draft so far, Trelf?
It's kind of standard opening somewhat. I mean, Enigma band is obviously really strong against Team HellRaisers. They play around it well, and Team Kinguin wants to have no part of that. So Venomancer here for HellRaisers to deny the Veno AA combination. But we've also seen that Lycan has been pretty good for both teams thus far. And they're both, fortunately, though, drafted well against it. Now, they have Veno on one side, AA on the other, which are both heroes that are susceptible against that Lycan because they just have no way of stopping an ult. They just have slows. But they have a Nyx Assassin to kind of impale and maybe use the Carapace to stop a Lycan. They have the Clockwork to keep him in cogs if they need to. Now, of course, Lycan hasn't been picked yet, and actually hasn't been banned, but because it has had so much success in the last 2 games, you can think that maybe it is something that's at least thought about by the drafters here from each side.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if it's sought after here in this series. As you point out, happens to be 2-0 in this one. So right now for the third pick for HellRaisers. Definitely on the list, I'm sure, of heroes that they're thinking about. They ban out Viper and Chaos Knight with their bans. Chaos Knight, speaking of very popular one-position heroes in this event especially, we have seen him plenty, so not going to see him here, though, due to that ban. And so HellRaisers going to go a different direction. Again, the Lycan coming to mind. I was looking through all the heroes as well in this event. That's kind of like overall popular heroes, and how they maybe have been successful. Faceless Void is 6 of 7 in this within this last week in the SkinCoin WCA. Won 6 matches of the 7 he's been played in. That would have to come to mind for me for Kinguin specifically, because they have the Ancient Apparition especially. So that should also be a hero that I would assume is going to possibly be or picked up here in this series. But
5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it could also work for HellRaisers, too. They have now Disruptor with the Static Storm Kinetic Field on top of a Chrono as it fades away. They have Venomancer ulti. So, I mean, it could still work on both sides. But, yeah, I agree with you. If the stats don't lie and seems to be working out for these teams in this tournament, then it could be something to look out here for. I was thinking Necrolite would have been good for the side of, well, really either side, but especially Team Kinguin. But it's banned out from HellRaisers, so
not
no Necrolite. Yep. Or Necrophos, I should say.
Well, in the previous series, and we actually talked about that in the one that happened earlier on today, was Necrophos wasn't actually banned or picked at all in that whole series. Only the 2 games, but that really is something. Kind of seeing a hero like that who's kind of considered at the top of the tier list right now, just as far as just being so strong, and we expect to get nerfs in the upcoming patch, to just for a random series just not even be heard of. Whether there's like a gentleman's agreement or not, I mean, I highly doubt it. Teams just value it differently, I guess. Even though
another interesting thing too is that in my mind right now in this patch, Puck is a premium hero too. Like, I think I would think Puck to be the best mid laner in the game right now. I mean, it's just so hard to kill. Snowball's really hard. Wins his lane most of the time unless there is like a TA or something like that. Maybe TA and Bloodseeker are really annoying against him. But even then, if you just gank for the Puck, he starts to snowball when he gets that Veil or Blink or whatever. So it's interesting to think that, you know, Puck being so strong, but if there was a draft that Puck maybe has a little bit of a difficult time, it's the one that they actually see already, and that's the Nyx Assassin and the Disruptor. Both very good heroes against that Puck. So,
4th pick for HellRaisers. We talk about the Faceless Void as an option here. But they have the Disruptor, the Venomancer, and Nyx Assassin so far. Definitely several ways they could run said heroes.
I think Bloodseeker actually could be good for them again. I know that didn't work out at all last game, really, but it's very good against the Puck. It would kind of force Puck to go in the off lane, but then you could just counter that by putting Bloodseeker in the safe lane against Puck. I mean, just absolutely dominates Puck in lane. And it also works, again, well with a Venomancer. Again, we didn't see it work out last game. I'm not sure if that was necessarily a draft issue or not. Maybe it was just an item issue or an itemization issue. But I still think it could actually really work out well here.
Yeah, and I'm with you there. I don't think that should be a reason to deter them from picking it up just because it didn't happen to work last game. You know, maybe just to put a little more thought into, okay, maybe itemizing differently if anything. But the synergy is most certainly there. They're going to go Earthshaker for now, which likely means it's going to be an offlane Earthshaker again. I mean, they could definitely do a Nyx Assassin, but I don't know, just from how the last game went, too, and Sexy Bambo playing it, I feel like it's going to be him again playing it.
I'm not a fan of the Earthshaker pick here at all. I think Clockwork is extremely good against Earthshaker, like thought of as a hard counter to Earthshaker. And Puck is really good against Earthshaker, too. I mean, it kind of goes both ways. Earthshaker with a really fast blink is one of the few heroes that can actually initiate onto a Puck quickly before he casts his phase shift. But at the same time, if he's not able to get that opening, and it can be difficult at times, then Puck can just chain his stuns and his initiation and his silence slowly onto an Earthshaker, and he can never really effectively cast his spell. So that interaction goes both ways. I'll give you that. But Clockwork it's like a one-way street. It is a hard counter to Earthshaker. You can't really cast any of your spells if he gets on top of you, and usually at the time you get a Force Staff, he'll have a Force Staff as well. So a little bit of an interesting pickup here for me with this Earthshaker.
Yeah. Okay. Kinguin now.
HellRaisers turn to bat. Drow Ranger.
Whoa!
We're gonna have a Drow lineup coming out from Kinguin. Okay, so they already got a Puck. Can assist from that too. This didn't scream a Drow lineup necessarily with those 3 initial picks, but they're going to work it in there at least. And
10 seconds remaining.
Huh, where do they go with their 5th pick now, though? This is going to be an interesting
5
finish.
seconds remaining.
Because right now it doesn't feel like a lineup that's really benefiting the most out of a Drow, right? Where you don't need to necessarily get a full Drow lineup, I guess, but...
Drow is really good in the sense that it forces the enemy team to group up. So when you have ganking heroes like a Nyx... Nyx does not want to be ready to, like, if you see your enemy team telegraphing a push and they start to 5-man push, that takes away the whole skill set of what Nyx is good at. He's good at roaming around, finding people in the back and ganking them. But for 2 things: 1, Drow lineups stick together so you can't pick people off, and 2, Drow lineups take towers really easily, so that means extra gold for the supports, which means more centuries for the supports. So it means Nyx Assassin is not good. So it's a very good hero against the Nyx. It's not that great against Venomancer. That's my only thing. It's like Venomancer throwing out Plague Wards, it can screw a Drow Ranger up. So that part you have to be scared of. And yeah, they do go TA to try to maybe pivot it up against the Puck, since this Legion is probably not going mid. But with Drow Aura, it actually is a bit of more of an even matchup, and then Clockwork can kind of help out in mid as well. So I like Team Kinguin's draft. I like it a lot. I think the Clockwork is strong against Earthshaker. I think Drow lineups do very, very well against Nyx Assassin. They have to be very careful that this Venomancer doesn't have a good game, because that could kind of screw up their plans with an overfarmed and overleveled Veno. But I do like their lineup. I think it's a very nice balanced lineup, similarly to last game.
All right, so yeah, the LC and then the TA was a pretty quick response there from HellRaisers, but as you mentioned with the Drow Aura, maybe not as much of a concern. If you're the Puck in this case, going to be played by Nisha, so definitely setting up to be in that mid lane once again.
5 seconds remaining.
And should be fun to see how this Game 3 now shapes up. Again, everything's on the line here for this event. You lose, you're not 100% done, but you're in the 3rd place match, and the winner, of course, advancing on again to the finals to play Empire, which is set for tomorrow right now. So, like in the Kinguin draft, perhaps a little bit more. HellRaisers. The TA, was that really just a lane matchup, you think, in the end? Or it seems like the Refraction may be okay this game, and is this going to be a game where TA could get out of control?
Could be. Yeah, Refraction is very good this game, and I think with Legion showing in this last pick, I think HR had last pick, right? I believe they did.
Yes, it is.
Because Kinguin had first pick there in AA, but Templar Assassin just matches naturally up against the Puck very, very nicely. But like I said, it does even out a bit with Drow Ranger Aura, but it's certainly a better matchup for the TA still. You do make a good point that there's not very many points of damage to reduce that refraction. Do we have another pause? I feel like this game is...
We are paused again, yeah.
Lots of pauses today, man.
We do. We do. Yeah. Well, at least you weren't here. What was it? That wasn't yesterday, was it? God, no. We had yesterday off. The day before, the first series of the day, it was a 4.5-hour series because the first game took the first game took 90 minutes of playtime on top of the draft and pauses in that game. So the first game almost lasted 2 hours, and then the games after were each just about an hour as well. So that was a long series. That was Vega. I don't even remember against who, but anyways, this one now. It's getting longer. It's a long series as well. You know, both an hour-plus games, but understandable with what is on the line here. Don't want it to go too crazy. And we'll have another pause as we get in. So, step by step, slowly make it here into actual gameplay. I feel like Patos has played LC several times for Kinguin. I'm gonna see. I actually do have Dota Buff open here. See if that's a hero that they've been playing recently, especially. Let's see, within the last month. Legion, he's kind of up there. He's one of their like top 15 heroes. 7 games in total within the last month here. Batrider's actually up there on the list for them, but we don't see a Batrider here.
It looks like Nyx wants to harass mid or harass the off lane. He went for he's a 4 position Nyx. Typically, you see, especially against a puck, as a please state why pause always. I like it. Typically, you usually see like a boots on Nyx, and you have and you skill the mana burn against a puck who's an in hero who buys the null talisman, and you can kind of harass him out of lane and just be annoying that way. But he went for the poor man, so he wants to deal more damage with his auto attacks and not take damage back. Whether he goes mid or goes off lane, it can be maybe a little bit difficult to kill him, although with cogs and maybe battery assault up on the clockwork, you might have a good time against him. So it's kind of an interesting build there coming out from Milan. But that guy, it seems every game I've casted of HR, Milan is like the standout player. Like he has played very, very well in every game I've seen him. So
yeah, I remember earlier the week when I believe he played a clockwork that was really fun to watch. And
yeah, of course, Rubik. I think after that every game he continues to impress me.
Yeah. Again, this is a team like I know those people like to laugh about it, make fun of maybe when they don't play the best at times. That happens to the best teams, but they qualified for TI last season and deservingly so. It is a slight mix-up of the roster here. They now have Sexy Bambo in place of what was Swift Ending, so kind of swapping around some players and roles, but overall, it's a good team and a deserving team to look out for in the European region here as we move forward. But Kinguin as well, to their own respect, again, one of the other teams outside of Secret and OG to qualify for a minor so far. So these are kind of like the next level teams, I think it's safe to say, in the European region, because no doubt Secret's really just on top right now. And then, of course, you have to, well, I guess you got Liquid, too. I kind of almost forgot about them. Everyone has. They haven't played since TI. But they are, yeah, their first, the Liquid's first game is literally going to be at the LAN, the Star Ladder LAN next week. They haven't played any match since, like any official match. I'm sure they've been scrimmaging and practicing a little bit, but that's going to be, that'll be interesting to see how they perform coming off of that long break now after playing so long. But that'll happen. I think it starts on the 12th even next week, so yeah, next Thursday. First minor of the season. This long season ahead of us here coming up. So we also got a new season of FPL. I know that started up here recently.
That's right. And I think now anyone can play it. If you just register your MMR or whatever, anyone can play a certain league of FPL.
Is it?
I saw some post about that. Yeah.
Okay, because I did see that too, but yeah, I didn't know how that worked. So is there still like this separate division that we currently had, or is it all combining? Okay.
Yeah, you still have your EU region, your NA region, and then there's like Division 2 after that, I think, and then after that even I think there's just like an open FPL. I don't know. I saw some posts. I didn't look too far into it, but
okay. Well, that's going on now. I think what was it? Arteezy and Mind Control were the two winners of the first season. From,
yep.
That there, so yeah. As the season picks up here with the lands and everything, I feel like, and it seems like it has been, unfortunately, you know, down a little bit, but not as active as it was right at the beginning there.
It comes and it goes. Yesterday was actually pretty active. Some good games yesterday. The day before, not so much. So just kind of a day-by-day basis.
Got a little bit of a break here. There's all the qualifiers have kind of wrapped up because really right now it's obviously you got this event, then you got the Dream League. I know is currently happening right now, I believe. Over for them. Today's match is, looking at that, Na'Vi 2-0 over Vega Squadron. And then Vega's playing OG right now, or soon, apparently. So that's for the Dream League Minor coming up. Out of the European CIS region, and then DPL's even actually happening right now too. That's the China League that takes place. So, all right. So yeah, apparently they don't actually know. Apparently, Blue just went AFK. And now we're playing the waiting game. Stop using.
Yeah, I actually had to mute all of them. That was insane.
Gosh. He's just spamming it. It is kind of funny now how we could still see the ally chat. Obviously for the voice wheel, it was great. Really should just bring that back, but the fact that we could see all this spam happening seems a little unnecessary.
I missed the audio. Some good stuff.
Yeah. Kind of think that they're gonna like bring that back somehow. It was so
gotta
good.
find new memes.
I got one of these chat wheels from the TI event. Freaking Mike Maggs. He was handing these out. He created these. So, can still have the physical version. The chat wheel there. Okay. Apparently we're actually ready to go now with game number 3. So Ancient Apparition gets down the mid ward. Pretty early on there. Yeah, Earthshaker taking a little bit of time as he heads towards the top. He's smoked up, but he's going to block the camp. And then quickly fall back before he gets seen. Well, that should be successful at this point. LC shaping up to be in the bottom lane against the Venomancer Disruptor. Drow's going to end up in the safe lane, yeah, and then Puck. Well, you would think, at least. So yeah, Drow should be in the safe lane, and then Puck in the mid lane, of course, for them here. Is this a game where Gust is going to be powerful? Does he maybe think about even... I know I've seen that before, even leveling up the Gust. Potentially earlier on if you're the Drow Ranger here. It's just a 1-point value enough, you think?
I think you always want to get more points, but really depends on if you feel like adding extra points into your orb is really going to slow someone enough to make a difference to get a kill. And that's a case-by-case scenario, and it doesn't really... You won't find that out until he gets to that point. So if it looks like he can get a kill with leveling up his arrows, then he'll probably level that up. If it doesn't look like he can, then he'll probably level up, well, obviously his aura, but then more points into his Gust.
Yeah. I like how Clockwork is mimicking the movements of Puck, yet he's not actually blocking anything. Just doing it in front of him. All right, they meet up, though, in the middle lane. It is Nyx TA versus the Clockwork Puck. Right away, the Cogs come out. Burn some of the mana. Trap in Milan as well. Showing that he went to level 1 Cogs. But Nyx Assassin will have to fall back. And yeah, that kind of goes back to what you're mentioning with the poor man shield. Nyx Assassin is able to tank up quite a bit of damage there in this middle lane, and at least for that exchange, soon to be somewhat helpful. But man, this Clockwork's really zoning out the TA and the Nyx. That Cog again hit, yeah.
Runs into it twice. It's very unfortunate. The auto attacks too with the Drow Aura from Puck are taking its toll on this mid lane, at least for a little while, as there's a health potion popped early here from Kaiser. No refraction just yet. There's really no point for this early on. And he gets another cog. So that's all the mana there for Templar Assassin. He's a little healthy in HP, but no mana. So even when he does have refraction next level, he's not going to be able to cast it.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. Now, Milan has his own mana burn. Speaking of that, though, he's going to be out of mana himself. Yeah, those cogs are just causing issues.
Conqueror is like up really far. He's just, what?
Okay.
What is going on?
Yeah,
that
seemed odd. Because at that point, too, like, the mana was all burnt on the heroes anyways. So it almost seemed like unnecessary to even throw out cogs there again.
Yeah, or at least make sure he didn't put himself in a position to be killed like that while he's tanking a double wave. So very interesting start here in the mid lane, but anyway, last hits are relatively even between Puck and TA. TA picks up a haste rune as well as delivering the Ring of Aquila after getting some extra gold from that tower kill. As Clockwork, I hear him down in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Patos will fall, actually. This is a 3v2 situation, and that kill will go the way of Venomancer.
Yeah, they just run him down into the jungle. By the time Clockwork's there, it's too late. So good rotation from the side of HellRaisers. And now they have a 2-0 start, actually. So seeming like to be a pretty good start overall for the mid lane. Kind of backfired, and see momentum working off of that. Nisha gets delivery, or has the salve in the stash even. Wanted to bring that out as soon as possible, as currently not have a lot of mana and half health to work with here, so has to be a little bit careful. Clockwork rotating over towards the top lane. Airshaker's already fallen back, though, so nothing going to really come of that. Stacks are happening. This is already a triple stack down here for the Radiant side, of course, with TA. Want to make sure she's one of those heroes that get that healthy stack going on. Middle lane, that was interesting. The Impel missed right there because of Nisha going in with the orbs. The cogs will push back Nyx Assassin. And I almost feel like they wanted to trap Nyx in there, actually, to go for a kill, but just out of range. So instead, he will be fine here. But yeah, TA is just like a Sven, where you want to stack those camps, especially the Ancients, as soon as possible. Yeah, look to do them. Is this going to be a Blink game or a Desolator game first?
I really see it between TA players. I literally see it 50-50.
Yeah.
And I don't play TA that often, so I don't really know what signifies whether you go this or that. I think it's based on Roshan. If you can kill Roshan with your team quickly, generally you want to get the Deso early. If you can't, and you need to evade and stuff, and you already have good damage on your team, then you probably want the Blink Dagger early. So I with keeping that in mind, it'd probably be more of a Blink Dagger game. They have good damage on their heroes, and he just needs to kind of, like, for instance, Puck, he casts all his spells onto a TA with refraction. He can still just blink away. So I would prefer to see the blink.
Well, for now, at least has the early Blightstone. Got the boots delivered. Keep an eye to see what he does look to queue up and eventually go for. Bottom lane, Patos using the cancel on the overwhelming odds. Eventually uses it to farm up the creep wave a little bit. Milan's running back middle lane. Impale trying to get a phase shift out of here. Good job reacted by Nisha. And oof, wow, that was actually almost a kill. Despite even using the elusive orb to get away, he'll pop the salve into the trees and survive. A very close call. Meanwhile, Clockwork, he does catch Milan. The cogs, the battery assault level 1. Not going to run out long enough, though. So Nyx Assassin will be fine as well. And
oh, Puck is still stuck here.
Oh, you're right.
He warped through, and
okay, that's one way to do it.
It's actually really smart heads-up play by Clock. He can go Shrine if he wants to, but it didn't look like he was still stuck, but he was, so. Fortunate there as the courier is running through. I think it has a bottle on it. No, it's just a clarity, so yeah, he really needs to use this Shrine after this wave pushes up.
Venomancer doing all right down here at the bottom lane. He does get level 2 Venomous Gale.
Oh, no.
Nyx Assassin's back at base, and yeah, EDC's there. Yes, we do see that. How's that top lane going? I assume Drow's having essentially free farm. Sure is. leveling up that Frost Arrow first, so kind of answers our question as far as what exotic deer had in mind here.
Wow, he's really putting levels into it. 3 points.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like your heroes don't benefit that much from Drow Aura early on. It's basically just Puck. And early on, when you don't have that much agility, at least until you hit level 6. Although maybe you want to plan for that. I mean, you go 3 points in Aura, you hit level 6, you have extra agility, and then it obviously is a lot more effective. So, you know, again, the Orb is very strong against melee heroes, and Earthshaker is being one of them. But we'll see how that turns out. As Earthshaker gets a free kill. Oh man, that should never happen, ever, ever, ever. That's a clockwork, man.
Yeah.
So I didn't see how it started, but I just saw how it finished. And,
I saw the whole thing. That was Clockwork. Actually, he went to steal the bounty rune. He got the bounty rune, which was good. But then he made the decision to just try to TP out in front of Earthshaker, and when there was a very good chance he had his enchant totem, and he used it to stop it. And so he kind of panicked, tried to run, and by then it was just too late.
Oh boy,
right there. So yeah, it's a good job by Sexy Bambo for sure, but. An ambitious attempt there from Clockwork and the backfire. Another stack of Ancients coming out. Meanwhile, top lane, though, they do take out Earthshaker again. Up there,
yeah,
so.
That Orb definitely paid dividends there. I mean, he was extra slow with the Orb, 3 points into that, and the Ice Vortex on top of that, so good damage. Now level 6 on Drow, so now he hits a lot harder. So a much-needed kill into an Earthshaker that just got a solo kill for really no reason, but nonetheless, Clock's running behind here, maybe try to a second kill and push the tower. The ward is down. They can definitely dive him. They just need to push this out a little bit. Unfortunately, they did lose their siege creep. And he actually counters the ward that was just placed. Very nice heads up.
Yeah, pinging out the area. Well, somebody's here eventually going to see that's Clockwork, but no catch coming onto him. But you do see the presence of Drow at that top lane. I mentioned just got his ultimate. That tower just took half of its life in that one creep wave, really. Also activating that level 1 precision aura on top of it, but another one of those could be good. Nisha, middle lane. Orbs away just in time, but it really seems like TA is starting to zone out this Puck now a lot more. 48 and 14, compared to a 38 and 10 Puck. And over here, at the top room, Illusion's going to be picked up by Nyx. Maybe try to body block a little bit on a Clockwork, but no one's really coming over, so I don't know what the overall goal is. Other than just kind of harassing a little bit more. Earthshaker's running up to Ancient Apparition, by the way. He has an Echo Slam. Okay, well, he's going to end up using it right there. More defensively than anything, has a Fissure in 2, and Nyx is still coming in. There's that Gust, though. It connects, and now he can't Fissure. He can now. Nope, not even going to go for it. All right, he dove pretty deep.
That was like an Eternal Envy level TP. I mean, Drow was over where his medium stack is, and he just TP'd to his own shrine like a screen away to try to get the wraparound kill. And he does get it, to his credit. And he actually gets the last hit, which is very important because he missed out on a lot of farm up top right now. So it ends up paying off. But if he didn't get that kill, didn't get the last hit, I don't know if it actually does pay off. But yeah, Nisha taking a lot of damage here in the mid lane. Relatively close CS, though. Only about 10 off, so that's not too bad considering it's Puck versus TA. And again, he does have a little bit of a Drow aura, but it's only level... He still actually went max Frost arrows. Wow, I thought for sure he would go back into aura, but he's totally maxing his arrows.
Dual bottom lane, they catch Venomancer. I was just walking up, just simply duels him, and obviously had assistance in the wraparound from Clockwork especially. And I guess Ancient Apparition, okay, you do have the Chilling Touch as well, so yeah, a lot of reasons why that kill worked out so easily for the Dire team. But yeah, you mentioned level 4 Frost Arrow is the build here for Exotic Deer, so he has a lot of slow to work with, 64% to be exact here. You mentioned earlier, did a good job of taking out Earthshaker. But yeah, it's not like this has been a very active lane, though. You'd think that's a build for if there's like a lot of fighting going on early on up here. But I'll say, I mean, look at this right here. Jeez. Milan, he's going to live because of the double stun, but he kind of just get a good idea of why that slow is so powerful, perhaps. As bottom lane now, J4 glimpsed back onto somebody that was Puck. I believe he got him. Kinetic Field, the Cogs doing battle. K-Sor, he's going to go for a TP play, and he will be successful. Oh.
Uh-oh, Puck.
He has a Dream Coil. He's just going to orb away, though. He should be fine with that.
Yeah. Lucky for him, he had an Arcane Rune. He actually orbed in. Oh, man. Woo! He's playing with fire here. I have to coil, actually. Because I think the Gale did clip him. He's really just playing so aggressively.
I don't know what that was about.
No, I don't either. It was because he had this Arcane Rune, so he felt like he could do that. But, I mean, he's just playing with fire right there. Gives a freebie to Kaiser of all heroes while he's taking a triple stack Ancients.
That, to me, what I think happened right there with his logic was he was just going to illusory orb away, but he realized the Ancients were stacked like they were, and there were some of them that were pretty low. And so I think he wanted to go in and maybe like snipe a couple of them, but it didn't really go as planned, and then he felt panicked and dream coiled, and yeah, it just kind of made a split decision that clearly, if he had a second chance, he would probably not do again. But not only gives him up a kill, as he said, TA just transitions nicely into the Ancients and really taking off now, which is not what you want to see if you're Kinguin here. In fact, middle lane, Impale, that's going to miss. Going to slow them down a little bit. But Desolator is the choice for Templar Assassin. Has one Mithril Hammer finished.
I mean, yeah, they're both pretty much interchangeable items, but he's going to have extra added damage now. Maybe if they want to go for a Roshan earlier on with, like, I don't know, wants to go for a Solar Crest build. The Nyx Assassin does pop the Carapace. I like the 2-1-2 build that he's put forth. He's trying to fake out that stun. Here we go, Clockwork in the backfield. That's the Disruptor ulti with a Kinetic Field, and the Puck's dead again.
Static Storm helping to secure that kill, and they also find a Clockwork up to the side. The Thunder Strike's on him, trying to chase him down. Going the opposite direction. The Fissure stun, and the Enchant Totem will cut him off, actually. So they make 2 kills happen from it. Now a 6-3 lead in favor of this Radiant team. But yeah, back-to-back deaths on Puck, and he really is starting to slow down now in this earlier game. He's even behind the Earthshaker on the other side, who, by the way, has 1,500 gold saved up. And that Blink Dagger looking pretty nice as far as coming along quickly for the offlane.
You have to respect this Carapace if you're Puck. And I like that decision by Nyx to go actually 2 points back into the Carapace rather than just all out as stun, because that added stun duration onto a very, very easy to do Carapace on the Puck orb just really keeps him in place, and that's what actually held him in place long enough. You see right there again, now obviously they didn't have follow-up that time, but that's the sort of thing you do have to worry about as the game progresses, and it just gets worse and worse as the game goes on, because you get more levels in the Carapace, and he's stunned for longer, and more potential to burst people down as the game goes along, so... Gust out on the Nyx.
No Shrine to use. They had just used it recently for the Ancient stack there, so the Ice Blast even helps secure that kill. Nisha avoids the Fissure stun. He cannot avoid the Echo Slam, though. In the face, that's definitely a kill. I mean, he's going to orb right here, but deny at least? Okay. So they get something positive there for Kinguin. Does deny him at the last second. But another kill. And TA, that Desolator, just around the corner now for Kaiser here. Continuing to lead the way, but can't forget about Drow, who is maxing out the aura now at level 3. So next level, I'm sure it'll be level 4. And she's working on a 4-staff into that full-on Hurricane Pike, but Milan's here. You also have Disruptor nearby, and somebody's TPing, and that's Venomancer, but they run back pretty quickly, although the Glimpse back. And now Exotic Deer's forced to fight. Oh, the Gust hits Nyx Assassin, actually. It doesn't matter, though, although the press the attack may save the day. In fact, Drow can now set up some turn. Double damage on Clockwork. He hook shots in. Venomancer locked down. He got the tool put on Nyx Assassin. Venomancer somehow squeaks out of here of the trees, but they picked up Disruptor as well, and 3-3. It's going to be close. Doesn't have mana for Cogs. The Dream Coil, though, will keep him in place. And that will easily be the turn or the kill onto him in the end. And that pressed the attack timing as well. It was so clutch.
Yeah, it really was. And I liked the Drow's decision to, despite the fact that Carapace was up on the Nyx, he's like, I don't care, I just need to slow him. And slow him he did, and Nyx had really no outs at that point. So TA does have the, I think the Deso fully completed. Yep. So Deso up for him or her. Blink to follow, but very nice series of events there for no dual. Actually, no, he did get dual damage, so he's actually won 2 duels now.
Yep.
Extra 20 damage for him. Almost has his blink. Just needs about 300 gold.
There goes a top tower kill, though, from TA, so already making quick use of that Desolator. Now you see Drow Ranger trying to do Ancients. Not the very best at doing Ancients, though, for good reason. All about that single target, and Nyx Assassin is actually scouting this out. Needs to be careful not to get spotted by a random sentry placement, but they do see it happening, but Exotic Deer slowly beating away at them. Doesn't feel like HellRaisers is really making a move, though. It's just more so getting that information and be satisfied with what's going on. But, oh, they smoke up, and Nyx Assassin was not close enough to see that. Unless, no, yeah, they wouldn't have, oh, maybe the trap did, actually. The trap very likely might have spotted this. So you see the way they're moving, okay.
Yeah, for sure it did.
So yeah, they know what's happening. Just a matter of where exactly it is. There we go. Clockwork pops out. Uh-oh. He's running into a trap, it feels like. He hook shots in. His teammates are like, no, we're not going. They back off. For good reason, I think. Even though the Ice Blast came out right there. But yeah, by the time Clockwork goes in, it was clearly a lost cause. And then we're not even done just yet, because now Ancient Apparition being slowed down by these traps right here of TA. The glimpse back on a Drow, but they cannot catch that Force Staff coming into play and getting him out of there. There's that Nick stun on Puck once again. The face shift, though, and the Orb, he does get through. And he will be able to keep his distance right here. So nice Force Staff pickup from Drow, though, clearly coming into play.
Yeah, it's usually you see the Dragon Lance picked up before the Force Staff component into the Pike, but recognizes that the aggression from HellRaisers is pretty high, and he just needs to be able to keep himself at bay and keep himself safe. So nice pickup there by Exotic Deer.
Blink Dagger on LC. Of course, a big item to have if you're the Steyr team, and maybe find a kill on Disruptor. They see him in the jungle over here, but J4 just farming up a little bit before running away. So not going to be catching him. Templar Assassin, 1,800 gold saved up, so getting very close to that blink. He needs to be careful not to overcommit to this. Ice Blast turn, and actually that's slow. The Cold Feet does proc, Force Staff forward. In comes a duel, and that's a victory on a TA. Yeah, went a little bit too far, that Dream Coil. Well, I guess he thought he could get Earthshaker. Not close enough, though. But still.
Nice try. Still, yeah, very big kill. Extra dual damage onto Legion. Did he have his blink to start that? Because he has it now. I don't know if he just picked it up.
He did, yeah. He just got it before that, yeah. He used that to go in, actually. Earthshaker smokes up. He wants to jump in as well. He got that blink. He has level 1 Echo Slam. There's the pullback. Glimpse. Static Storm. Not going to hit, though.
Nicely done by Puck.
That was very well played.
He dodges which seemed to be a sure kill onto him. Some nice shenanigans with Orb and phase shift through the glimpse. As he picks up a haste rune now. And this is why I just prefer, personally, to see Blink Dagger up first on Templar. I mean, you farm very, very fast anyway, and it's harder to get yourself in the midst of a team fight without a blink. I missed that one totally. I was thinking top. But actually used it without Echo Slam, so that's nice.
Yeah, they caught him. He glimpsed him, and then he tried to TP out. We were thinking that they had no follow-up stun, and Milan was there with an impale ready. So
the fact that there is not like a lot of dot damage here to take off the refraction makes Blink so much more effective on a hero like TA. Like it's hard to get those refraction charges down, so you can really play aggressively with the blink and still blink out and save yourself. Now, of course, it doesn't matter now. He has it, but that definitely would have prevented his last death, for instance.
So Drow Ranger does have the Dragonlance finish and that Hurricane Pike just about on top of that. Great value of this game, as we talked about. What does he get next, though? I know a couple of the Drow games I've seen recently, Mask of Madness has actually been picked up as well. And again, just in general, that item seems to be really strong. Is there a reason why you wouldn't see that here?
Yeah, and mainly because Sold That Thought Nyx is sitting around here. He's actually going to run into a sentry, so the jig is up, but it's too late. Bambo is here ready to go. And he gets a nice kill. Hook on to 2, but the Carapace actually stuns him, so he's not able to cast the cogs. Really nice play yet again by Milan. The Blinken with the duel. It is going to be Victor. No! It's victory, all right, but it's for J4 of all heroes. Extra 14 damage, auto attack damage goes his way. The big turn of events there in favor. Oh, he doesn't get the stun, but he does get the glimpse at the last second. Exotic Deer now is in some trouble. Gets a Force Staff out. Glimpse, sorry, the Gust. Try to keep him at bay, but no, he will fall. A 4-1 exchange. It is a dead Venomancer at least for the side. KGN, but my god.
Oh,
Very nicely played. He still gets a silence kill. As he's trying to dodge some auto attacks now from Kaiser. Milan just needs to get the stun. He actually just used it. I don't know if he saw him, the sentry ward, just barely out of range there, but nicely played by Puck. Had a little bit of a blip there in the beginning of the game by trying to roam around the ancients, but man, he is playing out of his mind right now in the mid game.
Ooh, what a fight that was. Venomancer was going at it with Drow during all of that, and, you know, eventually led to that Drow kill as we saw. Venomancer very low on life. He actually kept Drow interested in just around long enough. We're going back in. In fact, down goes Patos again. And Kasor with that hookshot Cox is not going to not only help his teammate, but it gets himself killed in the long run. So 2 more kills on top of what just happened right there. And this is really also, you're seeing the TA snowball. I mean, he has the Deso Blink. A lot of damage is coming out from him specifically in these fights. As the Ice Blast flies on through, it only hits the TA. Earthshaker made it out before, but they still want to commit to this. They want to use that Desolator and take advantage of what should be a quicker Roshan kill. It's not going to be easy, though. Dream Quill's ready, but there's a Nick stun, by the way, on Puck. Goes back to that yet again. It's been so good this game, and it does get another kill on him as a result. Kinguin, they probably have to give it up soon, man. They're just going to keep throwing themselves at them, it feels like. If so. Yeah, Drow falls back. Nick's assassin, he's still scouting in the area. Oh, TP scroll on the ground. That's really showing. He's trying to bait something out there, but oh, he's trying to steal the Aegis is what he's doing. He's opening up his inventory.
Well, Milan is trying to stop that, as he actually is not spotted with no sentry. Now they see him. He actually does get the hook in. That I think he might actually be able to do something.
Oh, nope, he dies. He just gets picked up by Kaiser. Roshan went down. The dual victory after the side from LC. So Kaiser's going to fall right here, but he has the Aegis come right back up. Ancient Apparition also going to be picked off, it looks like. Yes, J4 in the midst of that kinetic field, keeping them in place, though. And then the full life, full mana Kaiser jumping in. The nice press the attack on Drow, as well as the force over the edge right there, and Kaiser's not going to risk going deep into that. Meanwhile, you got Nisha trying to toy with them. The meld auto attack, easy kill as a result. The silence initially helping, but what damage showing from the TA right there. He does fall, though, after that Aegis pickup. And Kinguin, they kind of do hold Roshan, and they maybe win the fight in the end, I guess. So, I don't know. That was a buyback Puck, though. It still seems like it's okay for HellRaisers.
Oh, did Puck buy back?
Yeah.
Oh, it must have been really early on. I can't even. There's so much things that happen that I can't even scroll up and see it.
Yeah. He did really early on in the fight,
Yeah,
because he died above the Roshan pit, and they kind of got committed, so he bought back to try to help out more.
So that's essentially a dieback for him, and it's no bueno, but yeah, 6K gold lead. It did seem like Dire ended up winning that fight at the end just because the Drow got a solo kill onto the TA. Very nice silence at the end before Puck died, though. Had he not got that off, that TA could have cast more spells, maybe cast a Refraction, and would have been fine against the Drow damage.
Nick's assassin. He's Vendetted up, but going to be too far to the right. Smoke, meanwhile, from the Dire team. J4, they're pinging in that area. Ooh, TA's here too. This could be a big kill for Kinguin. Press the attack. They're going for the duel. Can TA maybe glimpse or something? He got stunned up, it looked like, and so TA goes down. That was Disruptor glimpse, I should say, but he goes down as well, and a nice execution there from the Dire side. Ancient Apparition will get picked off, so a little bit of a response as Nick's Assassin and Earthshaker get there later. But great smoking from the side of Kinguin, and of course that middle tower drops quickly. Let's press the attacks on Drow. That's a dangerous target to go up against, especially for sieging now if you're the Dire team.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's going to run into Nyx. Oh, they scanned it. The dust was out of range, though. So Nyx is fine.
That's unfortunate for them. Yeah, as long as they get the dual jump on a TA, they can pretty much kill her every time. Dual jump onto him and try to maybe hook somebody else or gust somebody else. Stop the follow-up. That's really what they're trying to do right now. But Bambos had a great game. I think he died at the Roshan pit before he cast his ult, or whether it was on cooldown, but he didn't have it. And I saw as he was dead, he had it off cooldown. But he's had a great game thus far. 7, 3, and 5. Just really improved from game 2 to game 3 on his Earthshaker.
So TA, that snowball, slowing down a bit, but now a BKB's coming, and looking at this dire side, as you mentioned, I mean, still get it dueled off, and the cogs are also still an issue for TA. So BKB, a great pickup. Definitely not the ultimate answer in this game, though. And Legion Commander finishes the Shadow Blade. So I was going to bring this up, too, that she's choosing to go the Shadow Blade over maybe the Blade Mail right here. And I could see value in the Blade Mail this game, especially against the TA and then even the Venomancer, you know, a lot of just AoE uncontrollable damage. So similar to our discussion last game.
I'm with you. I love Legion Commander, and I feel like Blade Mail is just a staple item on him, or her. I really do. I don't think there's any other better item or item to hero combination than LC with the Blade Mail. It's not like an axe where even if you get Blade Mail, sometimes they don't hit you as hard because of your extra armor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Legion Commander, you're taking all of that damage, so and it compounds the stronger they get as the game goes on. He definitely, and I'm a little bit worried too because he actually has Halberd queued up, but I really think he needs BKB this game. I fear that he's going to duel somebody and he's just going to die instantly, like especially if he doesn't have that Blade Mail.
Depends on the target, perhaps, but yeah, if they don't get the duel up on TA, you got to figure she's going to be ready to respond. A lot of intense damage right here. Puck, that was curious. Earthshaker sitting there with a shadow aim lit, almost as if they're going to be opening, but not going to be the case. He's working on his own Shadow Blade. Going back to that pickup there. Kinguin, they're again in the same area. They smoked up a couple times right here, but this time they don't actually smoke up. And they're just going to run on down. Nisha nearby. They are spotted, though. And you see HellRaisers immediately retreating as a team. Venomancer pushing out the top lane. He went to hand a Midas. He has a Defiance now to go with the Force Staff. And now he actually has a Medallion that he just purchased as well. So going back to just being quite the tanky target. I believe that actually goes back to the... No, they ran to the second game, too. I was thinking back to the first game, maybe. But anyways, Venomancer, pretty similar build there. And the Solar Crest in full is also coming along.
Solar Crest is amazing against Legion Commander. I mean, it's pretty obvious who he's going to duel once he starts dueling, and he finds out the next assassin gets glimpse, but they're still going to get the duel damage, I believe. How do they have vision of him is the question. It looks like he just ran next to a sentry that was placed over here on the top side, and they have another one placed up in the bottom. So
yeah, I think that one is what really did it for him. I don't know if he does it on top of that, but
I'm still surprised he actually, because even though they had him, he knew that he was around their invis, and they had vision once he blinked in. He was able to quickly do that. BKB popped, and he will just actually TP out. I think he actually maybe even could have fought that, but looks like they weren't ready.
Well, they got jumped. TA's one that got jumped right there, and that was a really scary moment. So yeah, the BKB TP, he did not want to take any chances, and I get that. Even saw the Static Storm in response, to be fair, so maybe that could have been the opening, you're right, but yeah, figuring nope, let's just get out.
They had Earthshaker Echo, they had no duel onto Legion Commander. Maybe he didn't get the memo from the Nyx Assassin, but I think they definitely could have had the tools to fight that with a Earthshaker ready to go with an Echo. But they take the safer route out. That is the 10-second BKB down the drain, unfortunately, for TA. And to answer your questions you asked earlier, what item to go for Drow, and this is similar to what I was saying about LC. He really needs BKB, but Exotic Deer does go for the BKB himself. Maybe looking for, here we go, Echo Slam play here. They don't know he's invis with this fresh Lothars. Here we go.
That's the open. Follow-up from Nyx, but guess who's here again? Press the attack from LC, and that's a dual victory on top of it. Earthshaker makes it out, but Nyx Assassin does not. This Legion Commander, that's got to be at least a third save this game onto the Drow that he's had. Clutch hero, proven to be with that press the attack. So yeah, like I mentioned, Pato seems like he has played it a couple of times for this team. One of his more comfortable heroes. And we're seeing why here. So yeah, Drow, the BKB, and now the Butterfly is actually queued up for him as well. So that evasion is going to start being a thing that TA is going to have to deal with somehow.
Yep, absolutely. Another way you can kind of deal with the TA is by a Manta, but Manta's kind of a double-edged sword against the Earthshaker. So nothing wrong with Butterfly. I like his item progression here. It's really, really nice. He could have also gone for like a Shadow Blade himself, just to add some extra initiation onto his team, but they already have that. They have the Puck Coil. They have the duel. They have the clockwork. So I think his item build is just perfect.
Plus 40 damage talent picked up by TA right there, now being level 20. So that also gives you an idea of how far she is up there. But Drow, also level 20. See, you got the 14 strength, actually, over the precision aura damage. So, yeah, pretty bulky here. 2600 life when he's on the strength power treads. They're in the area. There's Shaker checking it out. Did not find an opening, though. And instead, now Kaiser will poke out here in the middle lane, but as we see, the dire side's a little more spread out now. Not necessarily looking for that opportunity. Instead, going to farm in other places. Get their next tier items. Goes back to the butterfly, especially on Drow. She gets the Talisman of Evasion already at this point here. So HR's moving together as a squad towards the bottom lane. I mean, the tier 1 is still up down here. They're not necessarily smoked up, though, so kind of just showing themselves that maybe just want to push the objective at this point. Oh, Milan got scanned, by the way, off to the side. So Kinguin has an idea that there's enemies in that area, but they're also kind of split pushing, so they may be fine just giving up a tier 1 here to push out tier 2s in other lanes. I would assume so. Yeah, LC's already ported out. Oh, no, he's still here. Never mind. He's going to duel somebody.
Where is LC? Let's see here.
To the right here.
Yeah. Maybe looking for some stragglers if they decide to leave this push. There is dust up on the Nyx if they get any kind of vision. Of course, his Shadow Blade is expiring now, so he's going to be seen as long as they see him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You know, he's waiting for that support. I mean, you look at the top lane, though. We got, that's Puck up there. He's now even pressuring tier 3, so HellRaisers has to really get back right here. TP starting to happen. Patos running in. He's going to look for a stopper if anything. He finds, he finds TA. He's going for the TP. Oh, no. Worst case scenario. TA is going to be picked off. The patience pays off for Patos. 3-3 will get out as he uses Poison Nova to escape, but they're also going to catch Disruptor, but no doubt TA was the absolute key right there. What patience, man, from LC.
Very nicely played. Oh, and the poor AA was trying to make his way towards that shrine, but he does get ticked down from the Venomancer. But yeah, really nicely done by Patos. They knew that people were going to TP out, and had his Lothars up again, scout out TA, running back. I think they still got some good damage, too, in that tier 3. Yeah, half HP now on that tier 3 up in the top lane.
And you see Earthshaker's running around. He's spotted by a Sentry Ward, though. Several times right here. They kill the Courier that a TP scroll on it. Impale's on both, however. Kasor, he does dust up the Earthshaker. No, he's in the area. Nisha's still trying to pursue, so even though they spotted him a couple of times, they couldn't actually get the finish, although somebody's... Oh, that creep just died. Somebody was teleporting into the creep up here.
Yes,
actually just died. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, Earthshaker, he is somehow still alive. The Forest F, finally, he gets caught. Couple of opportunities just to keep on going, but inevitably leads into the death and a dual victory for LC after all that pursuit. He has over 100 damage already at this point.
Pretty good.
Not bad. And now you have Roshan again. Oop, Milan.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Now he steals the double damage, but for what? As he will easily get cleaned up. Disruptor, he breaks the core. A buyback now coming out from Nyx. They want to defend this Roche, but with Earthshaker being dead, Disruptor being dead, this could just be a wasted buyback.
Yeah, I don't get that buyback at all. If everyone's up, sure, but like you just pointed out, I mean, you have two other heroes that are going to stay dead for a good 20-plus seconds when he did. That was
buyback.
Yeah, it feels like it. It definitely feels like it from Milan right there. So a lot of praise we've given this guy, but that seemed like a moment of a little bit frustrated, perhaps, from the Nyx Assassin. But that means an Aegis now on Drow, I'm guessing. Yeah, and they got Cheese too, right? Yeah, LC picks it up on top of that. So Kinguin continuing to look pretty good here. The TA Snowball didn't really take off for HellRaisers. And they're having to kind of rely on a backup plan as a result. Nyx Assassin up top. Oh, what is this about, LC? Again, going to be patient. Oh, boy. Well, let's see if he finds somebody here. Clockwork's also in the area. Ancient Apparition does not have Ice Blast just yet. 10 more seconds. Maybe get a free kill on Disruptor. He's going to go for it. They put a sentry down. They saw him at the last second, but he's not going to get caught on the glimpse. No, he's out of range now. Now he's going to be found. There goes the glimpse. Brings him on back, and he is going to die.
Cheese. Oh, he actually could have lived.
You're right. He had cheese.
He would have still popped the cheese and been to full HP, and maybe he gets chain stunned again. But I think he actually could have lived there. Puck had bots. Actually, you know what? Puck didn't have bots for 8 more seconds. So maybe if Puck was like, "Hey, I have bots," and he had it off cooldown, he could say, "Hey, pop cheese. I can come up there. We can fight. But he's probably saying, "No, don't. I can't bots up for 8 more seconds." So those are things that you see in the game, but you don't necessarily hear. You can't really hear the communication. You can maybe just kind of guess what they're saying to each other, but Puck couldn't fight. He wasn't in fighting shape. He actually is going to go for a Dagon, by the way. I would have liked to see an Ags this game, just considering how strong the coil break is against the BKBTA. But I guess Dagon's still good to burst someone down in a duel. I heard a hook shot, but unfortunately it's off the mark.
Yeah, that was Puck actually speaking of him, putting a nice distraction at the bottom lane. Well, HellRaisers again attempts to do a bit of a tower push. I mean, they get the top tower kill in the end, but having to respond to Puck, dealing more damage to tier 3, as you see both the top and the bottom have taken a good chunk of damage right here. And you still have Drow with the Aegis, so no doubt dire side right here in Kinguin wants to definitely make use of it. The full butterfly, of course, finished. Even a satanic now in the works, but look at that as it comes. They're smoked up. Shadowblade up now in LC. Trying to find that target. Ancient Apparition will find a couple. Dust comes out. Puck, he's going to counter ward first. He goes in. He does not have a drink goal. He does have a drink goal. Never mind. Well, somebody else. In fact, there we go. He uses it just on a solo Nyx right now, and that's going to set up a duel. They do have some stun response, though. Out comes the Static Storm, and actually LC will die, giving a victory to the Nyx Assassin. They also lose Puck. Yeah, they were somewhat spread out right there, and now Exotic Deer is being heavily slowed. He kind of has to fight this. He will have the Aegis. Come right back up. But Clockwork and Ancient Apparition, I don't know if they can really help at this point. Another kinetic field, and that's going to be another kill. And they drop Drow.
Yeah. I think it's a smart decision by Drow to not waste her BKB right there. She was definitely, if she had a TP, maybe she could have TP BKB'd, but that's what I talked about. If you don't have a BKB on this Legion, so there is potential for him to just jump in and die. I mean, he doesn't even have blade mail, as we discussed as well. So you saw right there. And now it was, to be fair, as you mentioned, Puck went in and really kind of gave it away that they were all there trying to do something. And the initiation with the one-man coil just, oh wow, he uses the cogs to actually pushes Bambo back. Bambo can maybe force staff in 1 second, but it's a little bit awkward as he's quite far away now. He has another cogs up in 1 second as a result of the Arcane Rune. And Clockwork will be okay, but yeah, that was just a really awkward initiation last fight.
Yeah, Puck
clearly wasn't going to work, and they still went for it anyway.
Yeah, Puck really diving deep for that, and exactly the whole tunnel vision mentality is that goes back to that we don't really know the communication how it was working there for Kinguin, but perhaps on different pages. And now you see HellRaisers, the 2-shot on Ancient Apparition. That is TA for you. He pops the BKB. They get the tier 3 tower. Believe it or not, they get the first tier 3 of the game. The hook shot actually hit his own teammate right there as he was going in. Speaking of Puck. And HellRaisers will just retreat as a team. So Kinguin not going to run them down. That's probably for the better, as Drow's just resurrecting now. Well, more so LC is just resurrecting now. But
I will say right at that exact moment, if he didn't have Dagon 1, and with the gold he had right there, he actually would have had enough money for Ags. And that could have been a potential kill onto a TA. I think Ags is just so much better this game than a Dagon. Just considering that they have this one hero that their entire lineup revolves around, that's the TA. And if you kill her through BKB, or if you can at least manage her with BKB, then you'll just win the fight, I feel. So I'm not a fan of this Dagon pickup from Puck. I think Axe is just simply better. Maybe Dagon has an item after that, but he's going all out with the Dagons too. He's going all out for Dagon 5.
He will have the 420 gold per minute talent here in the near future, as he's basically 24 and a half.
Blessings.
Meanwhile, Nyx running into a sentry and the tool. That's going to be quick enough for the kill. Yeah, Nyx Assassin, he just simply was running uphill, did not expect that, of course, and gets caught. Dream Coil will tether up Earthshaker, but they've learned the lesson from before. Let's not go too far. So he takes the snap and walks it off, actually. But yeah, another victory for the LC, up to 122 plus damage. Still has that cheese from earlier and still working on that freaking Heaven's Halberd. Has the Sange, but I guess he almost has it. So that's a BKB queued up next for him now. You mentioned that earlier, how it's probably a tool he wants. So he's realizing that here, but going to finish at least the Heaven's Halberd first as he picks it up right here. So has that to disarm the TA now. Definitely looking to do that in fights, but man, this TA already has the Monkey King bar now finished to help deal with that evasion coming out. And multiple heroes.
The only awkward thing about this halberd is, like, in theory it's great, you can disarm the TA, but you're particularly going to be jumping on someone, and it usually should be the TA, but let's say it's not. Let's say he finds an opening on the Nyx Assassin or the Earthshaker, and he's able to duel them before anything. Well, he's not going to be looking for a TA to disarm before he duels, and once he's dueled, that TA is probably going to be solo killing an AA or jumping on someone else and dishing out damage during that duel or what have you. So it does, like, it sounds good on paper, but in theory, or it sounds good in theory, but like practically, it's kind of awkward to use effectively.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at. We'll see if he can make it work. I mean, it's still good in long, drawn-out team fights, but that's usually not how LC plays, right? Usually LC's like jump in, burst, get out.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
That's the intention, at least. But the fact that this Radiant Sign got the first tier 3 tower in this game somehow means now they've killed the top shrine, and the bottom shrine is actually, yeah, it was also destroyed earlier. So the map control is definitely looking very strong again for HellRaisers here. Ooh, big smoke up. Oh, no, they weren't even smoked, actually. They did get scanned, though, by the Radiant team here. So HellRaisers looking to pick somebody. Nisha, he's going to be spotted by the Plague Ward. Throws out the Elusive Orb. We'll take the stun from Nyx Assassin, but they already got the tier 2 middle tower now. LC, he Shadow Blades in. They might have seen him do that, to be honest, with the traps, I think, over here. So, and it's actually the war. That's what that is. That's how they're getting all that vision. So Patos in the area. The hook shot goes on through. Swinging a miss from Kesor right there, and he immediately regrets that. Patos, he jumps in. He's trying to find a dual target. He realized he didn't get the one close enough, though. He puts a disarm on a TA, but now he's being turned on. He goes down quickly. Clockwork did survive. As I say that, no, he does not. They do jump in. Fissure hits. You could tell LC, he thought he had a duel. He was not close enough, though. And he just went full panic mode there. Unsure what to do.
Yeah, and he has no buyback either. He could have popped cheese again.
You're
and
right.
especially this time, it's a bit more crucial because he's got no buyback. No buyback on the clock as well. And with a full BKB up and no, like, Axe Coil to stop him from running away, this TA is going to have a free time, I think. Venomancer placing wards, almost level 25 as well. And that's going to be a free set of racks here for teammate Jar.
Yeah, there was backdoor protection there for a second, but they eventually got close enough to take it off and thus get the set of racks. Over here, Nyx Assassin, he's going to spot the Dire team somewhat moving out, and if they overextend, in fact, Exotic Deer, ooh, he's not going to be found. Maybe Nisha over here. Reactive time, the fissure hits, the glimpse. This is going to be awkward. No, not really. That was actually worked out perfectly for the puck kill. And they're going to keep going.
Really did work out well, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think they should put the gem on the Nyx, by the way. Like, he's the one in the front, like, scouting everybody out. Earthshaker's kind of sitting back and waiting for a good initiation later on. So I think maybe Nyx needs this gem, but we'll see. Roshan's being scouted out. AA puts a blast, but it's not up, so they will not do it.
Earthshaker, the E-Blade's coming. And Ethereal Blade. Yet again, another game where we're going to see that coming out here. And both has the defensive mechanic as well as the offensive. So, proving to be a nice tool this game, despite not an item we see often. Middle lane, 2-shot. He just knew it was coming. Oh, and the big impulse on both as well. The Echo Slam 4 from Sexy Bamboo. They're going to get all three most likely. There's the cheese finally eating those Zapatos. He runs away with the press of the attack for now. Milan trying to hunt him down. But that Shadow Blade keeping his distance. And he'll be fine. But Puck's still being dead. Yeah, he was dead for a long time here. 25 more seconds. Again, now he's in that spot of, like, does he buy back with 20 seconds?
It's a really bad spot to be in. He didn't buy back earlier, so definitely doesn't want to buy back now. And a lot of teams will do that. A lot of teams are smart, and they should do that when you see these low respawn timers of about anywhere about 25 seconds that just go all out and be super aggressive because you know that person's not going to buy back, or at least really doesn't want to. And another free set of racks.
Yep, so HellRaisers, level 25 Templar Assassin. That's going to have now a Butterfly as well to go with the Monkey King bar. In fact, I don't even know what... Okay, I was going to say, I don't even know what he would get rid of, so he actually swaps it up now to a Moon Shard.
Yeah.
That's what he'd buy instead.
Well, this is smart because he knows he wants the Aegis. And if he went Butterfly, he's going to have to throw his boots in his backpack and then take Butterfly. But then he doesn't have Aegis, so hold off on the Butter, get an extra Moon Shard item, then put your treads in your backpack, then take the Aegis. So you can get the Butterfly much later after the Aegis expires, if it even gets to that point.
Nyx Assassin, he exposes the smoke. They dust immediately, but he reacts in time as he blinks away. So clearly Kinguin trying to prevent this Roshan, and it's going to be mission accomplished for now. He will prevent it from actually going down. Drow Ranger, we haven't really put much discussion into this yet, but he does finish that Satanic, by the way, as a fight is breaking out here. That's LC. Got caught by the Static Storm. He's dead for 75 now. I don't know if they caught him or if he jumped in again to try to make a play. But clearly they were there with reaction, and they're going to at least go for Roshan, secure the Roshan kill. Clockwork, I'm guessing he's going to try for a steal. Inventory's ready. Look at their blocking the angle, though. They're actually just going to run at him. Yep, and there's like, if you want to steal, okay, he still gets in there. Actually, muxes him out. I mean, a good attempt. He is going to snatch it. Are you kidding me? What a play by Kesor. He's going to fall again, but I mean, that was some crafty play.
Though. You got to hand it to the guy.
Yeah. But it might be all for naught, as even without the Aegis, I think they're still confident here, of course. Making a push. Okay, he ended up going the Butterfly. To be fair, he doesn't have an Aegis, so I guess that works.
Yeah, it does.
There's the trade-off. Potentially final push. No LC, no Clockwork means their initiation very weak now, and that just got worse. Okay, he buys back immediately. The Puck now, of course, on dieback status. So tier 3 goes down, but again, no Aegis. Means you got to be a little careful if you're HellRaisers. Granted, of course, TA would have a buyback as well.
The Lincoln spam coming out from 3-3 as he's throwing it onto the TA, so you can't get dueled unless you cancel it with... I mean, really, the only thing is a Dagon and, I guess...
the Halberd.
Yeah, Halberd and a Cold Feet.
Yeah.
But if you use a Halberd, it's like you bought a Halberd to cancel Lincolns. Like, it feels bad, man.
Yeah. It's not what you ideally want, but if it comes to it, of course, he will.
But then, of course, then it goes back to, like, if you're using the Halberd to cancel Lincolns, and you have no way to stop him from attacking, and then if you have no way to stop him from attacking, and you don't have Blade Mail, he's just going to kill you. Unless he's, like, of course, caught out all by his own, or all by himself, and your team can just kind of 5v1 him. But if he's all by himself, then he's going to die anyway, so...
Well, HellRaisers, they clean up a little bit of the jungle, regen a little bit. I'm sure they got some more items. Kind of looking across, seeing if anything really stands out. 5,000 gold on Earthshaker. Wow, you could definitely buy that Eagle Song here and finish the Ethereal Blade. Middle lane Puck. Ooh, almost got caught. He still might get caught. Green Coil, nice Yules. Static Storm is going to hit him, though, as he comes down to the Echo Slam whip right here, but that is a dieback on a Puck. Up here, the duel on a TA. Actually, the Lincoln is not going to save him. He does go down. He buys back immediately. 3-3 trying to stay alive. The 4-staff away. Going to be healed up by the urn. Throws up with the Venomous Gale. Looking for the turn now. TA porting back in. You know that damage is coming. Kesor, he is very low. Pops the Shrine, but in jumps TA. One more auto attack needed. He doesn't get it, though. The Cog's going to push it back. And now TA has to be a little bit careful, as he's on dieback status. But it is 5 versus 4, technically, for HellRaisers. Kaiser's going to go in. Exotic Deer getting low. Exotic Deer's dead. He buys back immediately, but the Mega Creeps are most likely coming here. And HellRaisers on the verge of taking this series 2-1 against Kinguin. Still 75 seconds for Puck. Patos, another duel in 2 seconds. Maybe that's the play. Gonna die
or
back.
slowing it down with Maelstrom being queued up by the Drow Ranger. Looks like they want to defend Megas.
Well, that's it. I mean, Obviously, you lose this, no chance now, so might as well hang in there and try, but that is going to be a very, very difficult task.
There is maybe a win condition if they can push out their lanes and then kill TA somehow while they're pushing out the lanes. That's really the only way, I think. Did anyone else buy back on the side of Radiant? I mean, Venomancer has no buyback, but they don't know that. So there's a slight win condition if they can somehow get this jump onto Kaiser cleanly while pushing out lanes.
A jump, here we go. Picking off Drow immediately. There you go, dieback, and that will do it. So trying to give hope for Kinguin, but obviously it was going to be a very, very difficult task. Not going to throw in the towel just yet. But tier 4 is going down. There's a buyback on Clockwork even. He pucks up in 5 seconds. But they're going to lose even more heroes, and the Ancient, of course, will finish the game anyway. So HellRaisers going to the finals. Going to be matched up against Empire, but you can see more importantly, qualifying for a LAN event here. Congratulations to them. Definitely has to be a good feeling. I know it's not a minor or a major necessarily, but it is a LAN event, and looking forward to that taking place down the line here. I'm sure going to have its own solid prize pool as well. But they get a qualify, and they move on to the finals now to play against Empire, again, for their own share of this qualification prize pool at least. But it's not done for Kinguin. They will be in the third place match against Effect here, which is set to happen shortly after we do wrap up this series. But Trouf, HellRaisers, proving to be too much in the end. The TA Snowball, it didn't really work out initially, but they eventually got it going again.
Yeah, and I'd have to say that Bambo really was the MVP of this match. I mean, he had a very good start in the off lane. He was getting solo kills on the Clockwork. That should never happen. Of course, he said it was more of maybe a mishap by the Clock in that instance. But regardless, as he played up against a very scary matchup in general against the Clockwork and like Legion Commander and Drow Silence and what have you, and he delivered well. Definitely improved from his Earthshaker in the last game, and really was the reason why I think they won this game. There's also some weird item pickups, man. Like, you and I both agreed that, I mean, Blade Mail, in my opinion, is a staple item on Legion Commander, and I don't think... Now, obviously, the Shadow Blade, of course, paid off, but he really needed BKB this match. Like, 100% needed BKB. There's just so many stuns. Nyx Assassin stun, Earthshaker stun, Venos ulti, Disruptor, like all these things, and he just couldn't find the right initiations, unless, of course, they were all caught out by themselves. And then Puck, yeah, the Dagon's always nice to burst people down in duels, but I think controlling the Templar is more important, and I would have liked to see an Ags. But nonetheless, congratulations to HellRaisers, as they really looked convincing here in Game 3.
They did, and again, I'm sure they're feeling good. They're also in the finals, which are set to be tomorrow. Like I said, a best-of-5 matchup. As far as Kinguin goes, they're going to be set to play now for the what's essentially about $7,500, I believe, where winner takes all of a third-place matchup here, best-of-3, against Team Effect, who we saw on the losing end earlier today, against Empire. So that's the game plan. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be back with that series. I'll keep you guys updated at the very least what's going on, but that should be what's coming up next. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Trouf, tuning into the SkinCoin WCA. If you type !SkinCoin in chat, you can get information on the giveaway we're currently doing, as well as if you go to skincoin.org. Check out the latest cryptocurrency on the esports market, trading your favorite Dota 2 and even CSGO skins. Again, that's skincoin.org. Kinguin versus Effect. Third place matchup going to be coming up next, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back.